What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans?
Alright, so KSI, Mr. Beast, and Logan Paul released Lunchly, which is a food brand. And they released this, and then DanTDM had some things to say about that. And KSI responded with this video that he just released. So let's see what he says.
DanTDM response to JJ and Logan's new announcement. There we go. Here's the context we need. So, obviously released Lunchly, and DanTDM replied. This is what he had to say.
What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better. Do better.
Oh, wow. Okay, well,
Okay, so KSI's response is basically just reading it out like an absolute moron, like an absolute, just a child, basically, and, trying to mock DanTDM. And, he's trying to, make fun of him, but yeah, it just falls flat because it's just not funny, and he's only making himself look stupid in this situation.
DanTDM came through with his tweet, so I was like, alright, I gotta reply to this. So this is what I said. Looks like crap to me, while showing his toys that he sold to kids. How does this benefit your fans, Dan?
Alright, so here KSI shows how DanTDM sold toys, DanTDM themed toys. And one of the things that he sold was the U2s. So it's a miniaturized version of the YouTuber here. And that's what U2s does, So now here's the thing. A lot of people very quickly pointed out how, KSI is criticizing DanTDM for selling that U2's figurine. But then people were very quick to point out how KSI himself also sold U2's. So, you're saying to someone else that, this is crap, you're selling trash to kids too. And at the same time, you're literally doing the same thing. The idea that it's like, oh yeah, you're just selling all this cheap plastic garbage, you're criticizing me for selling Lunchly, but here you are selling this garbage to kids. It's like, okay, wait a second, you did that too, okay? And another thing worth noting here is how those are toys. They don't have anything to do with the health of the children. They're not food items, the way that Lunchly is a food product. So this isn't something that's going to make kids fat or cause some kind of health problems for them. This is just something that's going to bring them joy. It's a YouTuber that they really like. They really enjoy his videos. And, they want this, physical little figurine, some kind of toy to, remind themselves of him and to celebrate that YouTuber. And so it is just completely, absolutely not comparable to something that can actually affect their health and something that has to do with nutrition. Now, I'm just gonna pause the video and say real quick that I'm giving out shoutouts on this channel to people who subscribe, hit the bell, and comment, I subscribed. If you do that, in the next video, I'll give you a shoutout. Now, as for the last video, I'd like to give out shoutouts to these people: BWE Wrestling and Bucket7429. Thank you for subscribing. Now, back to the video. And then KSI talks about another tweet that he made relating to this situation.
But okay, did I reply to this? He was sponsored, then promoted, and made a whole video on Munch Pack, a monthly sub box full of food and candy to his Minecraft audience full of kids. Now what?
Okay, so as you just saw, KSI brings up how DanTDM was sponsored by this food company, Munchpack, and he showed off their product in a video he made. So he's saying, oh, this is comparable to Lunchly. But the problem here is that, number one, this isn't DanTDM's brand. This is a separate brand. He was just sponsored. And the video that he was making, number one, this video was 9 years old? So this is really, really old, So the idea that DanTDM is just the same person from 9 years ago, that makes no sense. But then another thing is also how DanTDM didn't try to make what is clearly a snack, something you're supposed to only have sometimes, and something that's clearly not healthy. He didn't try to portray that snack as something healthy, like they're doing with Lunchly. They keep bringing up how, Lunchly has all these electrolytes and things like that. They keep bringing up the health factor, the nutritional value. If you're aware of the marketing that they've been doing for Lunchly, they've been comparing Lunchly to Lunchables, which is their main competitor. And they've been showing off how, according to them, the nutritional value in Lunchly is just so much better than Lunchables. So, there's a genuine health benefit to getting Lunchly. But that's actually not the case because, number one, Lunchables isn't even that nice in terms of health and nutrition. So that's already a really bad starting point. But then on top of that, Lunchly also isn't good for your health. Like if you just take a look at the components of Lunchly, it's literally Mr. Beast's chocolate bar brand called Feastables. So it's chocolate. Yeah, that's real healthy. And then there's Prime, which, we all know it's very healthy, right? In case you don't know, I actually made a video on this whole situation when it first happened, when DanTDM first responded. So there's a lot more details about the actual food product Lunchly in that. So you can watch that video if you like. And then coming back to Lunchly, the third product that they have in there is just this extra piece of food. And that's something which is actually the only genuinely good part of all of it. It's not even healthy, by the way. One of those things I think was pizza. So it's not healthy. But the thing is, at the end of the day, this is not something that's good for kids. It's not something that's good for their health. So going back to that whole DanTDM comparison, what DanTDM was doing was just making this video about different foods that he was trying. And in no way was that, promoting eating that food regularly as if, it's just this healthy thing that should be a part of your daily diet. And then you compare that with what they're doing with Lunchly, where literally it's called Lunchly. It's supposed to be this lunch that children take to school with them. And so it's supposed to be something consumed daily. And if you take a look at the actual nutrition and stuff like that, it's not good for them. So that's not a fair comparison whatsoever. And the fact that that video of DanTDM was a video that was from 9 years ago, that just shows how much he had to dig through to get some kind of response, some kind of material to respond with. So KSI really had to dig up the past for that. And then now here's a meme that KSI saw on the subreddit. So let's just take a look at this.
Mentioning the Logan scam from a year ago and Mr. Beast situation from last month, bringing up a harmless DanTDM video from 9 years ago, but I wasn't the one complaining!
Alright, so you could just see how KSI just absolutely loses it when, that meme, which makes a really good point, is something that, he sees and he reads it. It's just really hilarious how, people online, they're actually understanding the situation and they're calling out KSI. And, his reputation online is really being hurt because of this whole situation. Man, DanTDM is really respected online and has a really good reputation. And so the fact that KSI is trying to beef with the DanTDM, it's really stupid, So yeah, guys, that's what I thought about this whole situation. And now I want to know what you have to think down in the comment section below. So leave a comment and we can have a discussion down there. And with all that being said, guys, this is Alexi signing out.